What's going on, everyone? This is your guy, Pat Bernard. That's right, you late night owls that are out there watching the show. Yes, so sorry for I was about 10 minutes late. Sandman got in my eyes and put me to sleep a little bit, but I woke up and I'm glad I did because I want to hang out with you. I want to hang out with the people. I want to talk Philly sports. And there's no better place to talk Philly sports than right here on It's a Wrap Sports. So, again, a lot has deciphered my mind, but I want to start with the NHL and NBA with the Flyers and Sixers and draft because I think the two organizations are making a huge mistake. But right now, currently, as going on, your Phillies, the Fightins, have the bats have woken up. The bats have woken up a little bit. I'm stunned. I'm thrilled. The bats have woken up. After 27 innings and only coming up with one run out there in Houston, you knew that the bats were going to wake up. You knew that this team was not going to sit in our hands for long. And it's funny because one little series that they lose, everyone is out. Everybody's, wants to cast his team off. Yeah. Get rid of Castellanos. The whole spiel. The whole spiel goes with it. And I don't get it. Yes. 30 Ks in the last 3 games, not sitting well with me. Turner, 1 for 12. Schwarber, 2 for 11. Bohm, 1 for 11. I mean, look at these numbers. 2 for 12, 2 for 12 for Nick Castellanos, and a line of Ks. Like I said, 30 Ks. 30. That's unexcusable. So, yes, in Houston, they have a problem. I don't know what it is about the Houston Astros that owns real estate in the Phillies mines and just plants real estate. They just own the Phillies since the 22 World Series run. We just can't play well against that Astros team. And I don't know what it is. The bats get real cold down there. God, I've seen the Nick Castellanos of the world. I've seen aggressive bat swings, just about anything. That's one major flaw with this team. They will swing at anything when they are not having a good game. Like this, it's not just one player. It's the whole lineup. It's a snowball effect. A lot of guys just can't play. It's just not looking well. But however, I have had arguments with friends of mine. When the team is playing bad, yes, whatever. I mean, I had a friend of mine telling me, ship out Alec Bohm? You want to ship out Alec Bohm? For an arm? For a bullpen arm? Yo, cuz. I'm sorry. Yes. Was he really cold? Every player goes through their ups and downs, but you don't want to move on from this team because if you move on from Alec Bohm, you might as well just say, push the button and say, here, we are rebuilding. And I am not ready to rebuild. Sorry. This team does not suck. I've had a lot of my friends tell me how about this bad this Phillies team is. If this Phillies team was so bad, they wouldn't be sitting at tied for first right now or somewhere in the ballpark. They are a top 5 team in the NL. And you're going to tell me this team stinks. You lost it. And every loss, and that's another thing that's getting to me. Another loss. Every loss has to fall on Rob Thompson. Like, why? Like, when is he ever going to get the rose petals for having this team ready, having this team playing well? Like, he makes the adjustments in the lineups. He switches things up, and yet everything's this guy's fault. He doesn't play the game. It really does bother me that every time that this team loses, it's Topper's fault. This guy needs to get the thorn bushes. Like, no, we need to give him rose petals. Look at this team as right now. They're winning 11-0. But, when it rains, it pours. It's pouring offense right there in Atlanta from this Phillies team. Let's get into the comments, and I'll get back to my spiel. My man, Big Al, who will be coming on right after me for a Phillies post-game show. I hope he's awake. Yeah, Al's a good night out. One thing I love about this network here on It's a Wrap Sports, we are some dedicated warriors. Love it. That's what I'm talking about, Star Wars 11-0. And Topper does not get the credit he deserves. He doesn't. He needs to get credit for this. This team is not a bad baseball team. People need to breathe into a bag, relax. You're not going to win every game. You're not going to win every series. Matter of fact, you're going to lose some series. We stink. Yeah, and at least we're not a bottom feeder team. Because then you sit on your fingers and you don't know what you're looking at. Then you have to come up and watch a TV show, whether it's off Netflix or something. Like, I don't need to do that. I haven't had to watch. Matter of fact, I haven't really watched a TV series in the last 3 years because of this Phillies team. I didn't need to. Al says Phillies left their offense on Atlanta and are using it well. Yeah, Al, I agree. This team is rocking and rolling right now, up to 11-0, and the game's just getting started. They probably just needed a breather. Like, again, I don't know what it's about the Astros. They just own real estate on us. We just can't get by that squad. And you don't think the Phillies are going to, if they turn this into a run, you don't think they want to? That's the team they want in the World Series. We all know the old saying from Ric Flair: to be the man, you got to beat the man. The Phillies want them. Absolutely. Al says they could have used all the runs in the last 3 innings to win last 4 games. Yeah, right. Like I said, 27 innings, only 1 run to come up with. Not good. Jack's mission failed, obviously. But you know what? It's funny, though. Like, the team didn't get blown out either. It's not like they were losing 12-0, 7-2. We didn't get those kind of scoreboards. We only lost by 1 run differentials. So the arms were doing their job. We just couldn't make contact. So again, some people need to lay off. Lay off when you lose. Lay off Topper. He's a good manager. And people think I'm nuts for saying that. He's not a bad manager. Everyone forgets this game. This team was 12 runs out. 12 games out. 12 games out of first place back in 22. And that guy turned that team into a World Series contender. They've been relevant for the last 3 years. And when you have a bad baseball team, when you have a bad baseball team, your summer stinks. It's not fun. It's boring. You want to watch One Life to Live and other in the Hallmark Channel. Like, you don't need to do that. I haven't done that in the last 3 years, and I'm a big fan of the Hallmark Channel. Every time I see that movie Ghost, I start to cry. I get very emotional. Al says Topper set out and to the Topper set out and Topper said out loud and to the team they need to stop swinging for the fences. Most vocal we've heard him. Needs a little credit. Exactly, Al. He definitely needs a little credit. He's putting the big boy pants on. I can't take it. I can't take it. And if you're up late tonight, I definitely appreciate you checking me out here on It's Around Sports, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and now TikTok. So if you're on my TikTok account, please, and you're watching this show, go to YouTube. Just subscribe to It's Around Sports. It's all free. It doesn't cost you anything. But yeah, let's get back into it. Like again, this Phillies team hit a wall last week. Couldn't get anything generated on offense. For some reason, we just can't. We don't play well down there. We don't play well in Houston. We struggle majorly down there. But okay, the bats broke out tonight. Aldo Kemp getting his first home run. Schwarber getting a home run with a walk. Turner a double and a home run. Marsh with a double. Cassidy with a home run. Like the bats were bound to break out. Reese says, yo, what's up? Like, the bats were bound to break out. And they are. And it's snapped. This Phillies team has snapped out tonight. Against a divisional rival, mind you. Another team that has the Phillies number. So if as of right now, the Phillies are looking pretty good. Nothing you can complain about. There's nothing. This team needs credit, man. Again, and there's a nice little pop up from Aldo Kemp, though. But again, the Phillies just breaking out the bats, breaking out the lumber, looking really, really good. And they haven't looked good in the last 3 days. Now, where are the people to the complain fest now? I have, start the show approximately 15 minutes now, and no complaint fest tonight. No one's crying. Yeah, my man Slayer saying, my man Mike Lahara, what's up, dog? He says 11 Phillies out, 11-0. Exactly, Mike. And Mike probably could do a testament to this. Since me and Mike work at the same spot, I don't understand. People come up to us and crying, the Phillies, they stink. Yeah, I get you. They haven't looked good against the Houston Astros. We just can't get by them. That's a team that owns real estate on us. But we only lost to them by one run differential. Yes, 1 run in 27 innings in the last 3 games. Absolutely. You have every right to be upset with this offense. But look, they broke out tonight. They turned it around. You had it expected. So to tell me this baseball team stinks? Come on, man. If this baseball team stinks, they would be in the bottom of their column. Not. They're not a bottom feeder. Wake up and smell the coffee. They're not a bottom feeder team. My man Mike says, no wieners tonight. Oh, well, speak for yourself. No wieners tonight. Kepler is the real MVP. Play Max. Yeah, I'll tell you who's the real MVP of this team, and Mike, and nobody wants to tell me anything. And again, the real MVP is Topper. Yeah, and I'll say it again, the real MVP is Topper. Because people love to give that guy thorn bushes when this team's doing wrong. Nobody wants to give this team, credit when they're playing good. Nobody wants to give Topper credit. No one wants to give Topper, the credit he deserves for putting the right play, dial up the right players, dial up the right lineup. Trey Turner, Schwarber, Alec Bohm, like he makes the adjustments. Did he not? Did he not put Alec Bohm at the bottom part of the lineup when he was struggling so the guy could get his head on right? Yes, he did that. Did he figure out who do he want to be the lead off bat for this team? Yeah, he figured it out. He wanted Trey Turner. No matter who's the lefty versus righty situation, Trey Turner's your guy. Thank you. I definitely appreciate it. Come on, people. Yeah, and listen, if this is your first time checking out the show, please hit the like button here on TikTok. Definitely appreciate it. And please, like I said, join me on It's a Wrap Sports. Follow the YouTube page. Give us a like, follow. You can join our show. It's all free. Here goes. Star Wars. What's up, my dog? He goes, all Turner needs is a triple, right? That's all he needs. Trey the Terminator Turner. Seek and destroy baseballs. Smacking the cover off baseballs. Homer. Double. That's all he needs is a triple to hit for the cycle. Appreciate the love, man. Appreciate it. And if this is your first time checking me out, please give me a follow on TikTok. But yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. This team turned things around. Much credit to this team. Much credit to this Philadelphia Phillies team. Breaking out the bats, breaking out the lumber, going in Atlanta and kicking the door down. Because they're showing when it rains, it pours down there. And it's pouring offense right now. Matter of fact, the Phillies, the Braves fans were hoping that the Tarps would stay on the field right now. That he made a huge mistake taking the Tarps off the field because this Phillies team is just lighting them up. Now, we still got a lot of baseball left in this game. But we'll see what happens. So, again, I don't want to hear any, the whining fest, the crying. And I can't take it. I can't take people telling me that Topper is wrong for the job. That we need to move on from Alec Bohm. Are you kidding me? Have you lost your marbles? One of the best offenses in baseball. This is what Dave Dombrowski paid for. He spent the major buck on the bats. This is why we're in first place. This is why he brought in Bryce Harper. This is why he signed Trey Turner. This is why he signed Nick Castellanos. This is why he signed Kyle Schwarber. So we could be right there. Yes. Has the World Series ring paid off yet? No. But I'll tell you right now, I don't know if there's a team that in the NL that can hang like with this Phillies team. I can't see it. I don't know if there's a squad who can hang with this team. But I'll say that rant for later. there's a couple things I want to get into. Philadelphia Water Dogs are back in action tomorrow. They need a desperate W. They needed 2 straight losses. They play against the California Redwoods tomorrow. They need to get in there and do their thing. But now let's talk about the Flyers tonight, which I'm not happy with. I'm not happy with the Flyers. I'm not happy with the 76ers. I don't get it. What are the Philadelphia Flyers and 76ers doing? What are they doing? This is, to me, this is why their franchises don't go up in the right direction. I don't get what this 76ers and Flyers team are doing. I don't get why people are so excited, telling me I'm in the wrong, telling me the Flyers need a defenseman. The 76ers need another big man. And they don't do it. They don't pull the trigger of bringing a position of needs. They quickly go on the offensive side of things. And great it, right? So let's go with the Flyers tonight, right? The Philadelphia Flyers, with their 6th pick up Porter Martone, 37 goals, 61 assists, a real playmaker on offense. Winger. We don't need another winger. We're stacked with wingers. Then the Philadelphia Flyers move up in the draft, traded their 2 picks, the 22nd pick and the 31st pick, and they move up and they trade with the Pittsburgh Penguins. And they could get themselves a center. Jack Nisbet. 25 goals, 39 assists. Playmakers on offense. Good. But you don't need that. You need a defenseman and you need a goalie. Like, I love the pick that the Sabres went with. The Sabres they grabbed some young big kid to play for them. And excuse me if I don't know his name, but the Red Hot Chili Peppers announced them. But we need defensemen. I don't get that with the 76ers and Philadelphia Flyers. They want offense. The 76ers take VJ Edgecombe from Baylor. Great offensive player. Very explosive. What do you have to fill with the big man? With the broken down big man Joel Embiid? What's that backcourt going to look like? What's the wing defenders going to look like? It's going to be the same problem you have. Philadelphia Flyers got themselves a top-notch winger, a decent center. But they didn't stock up on the defenseman or goalie. So what are the 2 winner franchises doing? I don't get it. I'm not excited. I'm sorry. You stocked up with great prospects, great potential kids that look like they're going to make a difference on the offense side of the ball. But on defense, you have nothing for the 76ers. You have nothing to replace Joel Embiid. For the Flyers, you still have a goaltender issue. You still have defenseman issues. So working on the offensive side of the ball for these both winner franchises, I just don't get it. Tell me where this is a win. Tell me. I have to address it. I'm going to address this again come Sunday morning. Maybe Mike Lauer can make things, sense of all this. I can't. It doesn't say this was a smart move by either franchise. I don't get it. Now, again, anything after this, or are going to be going right back to college for the Flyers. They're not going to be plug and play kids. They're going to have to work through the farm system. That's another thing that's became so annoying. And how great this farm system is, and all this other mumbo jumbo. Is it really great? Is this our friend? Is the Flyers farm system great? Because I've been hearing how great it has been for the last 12 years. What's panned out, and then Mitch Koff and Travis Konechny? What's panned out? Show me a sign. I don't see it. I don't get it. Both winner franchise, I'm very disappointed with. And I knew they were going to do this. And I don't get it. Like, Philadelphia has great, smart sports fans. So how do you see, for the 76ers, VJ Edgecombe was a great pickup when we definitely needed a center? We definitely need the backcourt to be worked on. We have nothing to replace Joel Embiid with. A broken down center. We need someone to replace him. We have nothing back there. We don't have a wing defender. And then I look at the Philadelphia Flyers. Great. You want to go get two top-notch wingers and centers. Great. Kids look like they're very explosive on offense. Again, do we not realize how weak the goaltender situation is with the Philadelphia Flyers? How weak the defensemen's things are with the Philadelphia Flyers? You might as well throw me on skates and pay me $1 million money, because I'll give you the same results. Oh. Joe House says, hey, everyone, because I know I'm late. I'm in the hospital. I'm sorry to hear that, Joe. Well, I'm glad I could be some source of entertainment. That's why I took on this job. That's why I told Matty B that I want to do the wraparound at night, because, there might be people out there lonely. There might be someone out there who goes, man, I just need someone to talk to. Well, I'm here. I'm here talking Philly sports. I'm with you for the next half hour or so. But getting back to my conversation, I need someone to make sense of things here. Like what's going on? And I hope, Danny Briere, I hope you prove me wrong. Star Wars goes, Marshawn's in center. Oh, really? Sound went. No, man. That's weird. Hello. I think I'm okay there, Star Wars. Suffered a heart stroke. I'm sorry to hear that. Sorry to hear that. Love the Flyers trade before the draft. You love the Flyers trade before the draft? I listen. I'm with you, Joe. I making a deal with the Penguins really has never occurred with the Philadelphia Flyers. Yes, I'm with you. It was a. I thought for sure they were going to rack up a defenseman at 12. Like my man Bob was telling me, there's no defenseman out there. Are you kidding me? Did you see the monster that the Sabres required? on defense. The kid's like 6'8". He's going to be a monster. It is weird. See Marshawn in center is very, very weird. I wonder what they're doing out there. That's kind of that Star Wars. That means Dave Dombrowski is down something up for this trade deadline that's coming up here soon. What's he trying out? What strings he's going to try to pull? Very, very weird. Very weird for him to go down that avenue. Are winning right now 11-0, but I want to get back to the conversation of the Philadelphia Flyers. 76ers, I think, are definitely in the wrong. I think both winner franchises are definitely in the wrong. They are lacking. The 76ers are lacking to replace Joel Embiid. You're going to roll with Bono? Or are they going to spend cash on some washed up center? Like that was like their big mistake of last year? I mean, what are we doing here? And the Flyers, same thing. Have you not take a look at what you're suffering with? Lack of goaltending. Sam Harrison could not put this team on his back when the team needed him the most. Matter of fact, the team actually backpedaled because they didn't have a 1-1A goalie like they did the year before. And there's still no defenseman out there. They have yet to find something to replace Sean Walker. Joe House says the guy they got from the Ducks. Yeah. And speaking of the Ducks, wasn't that pretty cool, Joe? I don't know how old of a man you are, but seeing Charlie Conway, I forget the girl's name, man. That came out, but still, man, it just took me the Mighty Ducks. That's one thing that was pretty cool tonight with the NHL. They had like a lot of celebrities doing the call outs for the names. Like you got Charles Barkley for the Flyers' first pick. You got Brandon Graham doing the 12th pick. I thought it was pretty cool. You had Adam Sandler doing the Boston Bruins one. It was pretty decent. It was pretty cool. Ricky's watching. Ricky, thank you for watching. Thanks for letting me know that you're watching. Kemp got his first home run. I know that I mentioned that earlier. Star Wars. Kemp got his first home run. It was pretty cool. It was Rojas. Oh, okay. Joe House says Flyers will sign some goalie and defenseman. Yeah. Well, I hope so. I hope that's going to be their summer moves. I hope they do something this summer. A decent goaltender too. We're going to have to see what they do during free agency. I hope they make some kind of splash, Joe. They need it. You got 3 years on me, Joe. You were born in 83. I was in 86. But still, hey, there you go. He goes, I love the movie The Mighty Ducks. Right? Isn't it cool? One of my favorite childhood movies. Like, Joe, how about that? Like, no one will ever take that away from us. Like, we had the greatest childhood movies. Mighty Ducks, Little Giants, Rookie of the Year. Like, there were some great movies. Air Bud. Yeah, they don't make movies. kid sports movies like they used to anymore. I think like the last kid sports movie they made was like Mike with a Bow Wow. But yeah. So again, if you are happy with the Flyers pick and 76ers pick, please weigh in. Where this is a right move, I don't understand. Joe House says Space Jam was great. I forgot about Space Jams. Yeah, Space Jam was another one, favorite childhood movie of mine. It's crazy. They don't even make cartoons like that no more. That's why there'll never be a Space Jam 3. How would they gather up a Space Jam 3 when they don't even make cartoons like that for kids anymore? That was pretty cool. Michael Jordan. But yeah, like I said, I was really, really upset with this team. Really, really upset with the Flyers and Sixers this year. I'm really, really. I saw it coming. I was hoping to be proven wrong. I was hoping the Flyers would have went defenseman or goalie. I was hoping that the 76ers would have won to another big man and worked on that backcourt. No. They continue to work offense. They went with a guard, which you're stocked with guard with McCain, Tyrese Maxey, and so forth. I don't get it. I don't get where this is a win for either franchise. I mean, did they look at their numbers through college and went, and we're going to grab them because they're explosive offensive players? When you need defenseman and a goalie for the Flyers, and you need another big man to fill in the gap for Joel Embiid, like you need a backcourt, you need wing defenders, and there's not a wing defender on this team. Where? Joe Hell goes, I love the first pick I love the first pick from the Flyers. I'm not sure about the center. Well, like they both have Joe. They both have great offensive numbers for college. But again, I don't see this panning out, Joe. Again, I don't know where there's a win. Where's there a win for this team? Where's there a win for either team? It's not a position in need. You need another big man. They should have focused on that. The Flyers need a defenseman. They need a goalie. They should have focused on that, and they didn't. I'm really bothered by that. Really bothered with those two franchises because I feel like it's going to be the same result. One thing that Danny Gazdag told me when they were going through their losing spell last year, and Danny was telling me of the Philadelphia when he was a part of the Philadelphia Union, that yeah, I gotta overthinking plays because of the goaltending situation because Andre Blake at the time was dealing with injuries, was always on the road, so you didn't have and at the time yet Oliver Simula wasn't playing very well. Andre Rick is wet behind the ears at the time. They didn't have and Dan Gosling said, yeah, I'm over I'm trying to do too much because of the you need a good security blanket. And when Andre Blake's back there, so my whole point is like defense matters. Defense makes things easier for the offense. it makes your job that much easier. And right now, as offensively the 76ers and the Philadelphia Flyers hit an A, with the 76ers getting VJ, with the 76ers getting VJ Edgecombe, he looks like he's going to be a great offensive piece, but you didn't need him there. You needed a big man. You needed a wing defender. And for the 76ers, again, you don't need another winger. You don't need a center. You need a defenseman or a goalie. Terrible. The mayor Mayfair, Matty B, said the Flyers needed offense help and draft defense, goalie, and later on in the draft. Yeah, listen, I understand, Joe, Matty B. I understand what he sees because he doesn't see this team's going to be ready to 2 to 3 years. So that's why he says, you know what, you go a little later in the draft because next year this team's probably not going to take a step forward. For me, I just don't want to see Mitch Kyle's years get wasted. I just watched a decade of Travis Konechny. His whole career has been wasted now. Like, think about it. I think, is it this year or next year? I think it's next year for sure. He'd be a decade with the team. Decade. And it's gone where? Where's he going in a decade being in a Flyers jersey? You see where I'm going with this? You catch my drift? I don't want to waste Mitch Kyle's years here. I hope his whole career doesn't get wasted here. That's what I'm scared of. That's what I'm afraid of. I'm afraid that his career is going to get wasted here. Wasted. Because the franchise didn't build around him right. And that's what scares me. But in other news, like I said, if you didn't join me last night, and we could continue the conversation of the 76ers, we could continue the conversation for the Philadelphia Flyers. Who would you have rather seen those two organizations go after? We're still here talking about the Phillies. And also, Water Dogs need to bounce back tomorrow. The Philadelphia Water Dogs need to bounce back into the win column. They need to go in and handle business against the Redwoods tomorrow. Now, the Redwoods are going to be, as everyone knows or doesn't know, the PLL travels city to city. 1 week they're in they go to everybody's hometown. So this week they're playing against the Redwoods. Now the Philadelphia Water Dogs actually got a layup here. Because if they don't win on Saturday or Sunday rather, like it should be a layup for them. Because the Redwoods are playing against Denver. They get softened up, and then Philly could handle the business. But Philly needs the win. The Water Dogs really need to come up with a 2-point playing game. Last week they got blown out by the Atlas, by the New York Atlas. The Philadelphia Water Dogs got blown out. And they looked confused last week. The Philadelphia Water Dogs looked confused last week. Like they had nobody trying to get creative from the outside to make a shot. They looked like they were trying to focus in, trying to create havoc down low. New York picked up on that. And how about Jeff Teat? A one-man wrecking show. Everything that I thought this guy was going to come in to do to the Water Dogs, he did. My nightmares of that guy became a reality last week. He dog walked the Water Dogs last week, single-handedly, with 5 goals. Like, that guy was a monster last week. He had put up a hat trick in the third quarter last week. And he took everything that the Water Dogs were throwing at him, and he made them pay the piper. Whether he was shooting from distance, whether he was finding open teammates in transition, getting the mismatches that he wanted, he dog walked the Water Dogs last week. And that's one thing that Jeff T does. Like, he tortures Philadelphia lacrosse. He during the winter, he's a pain in the side for the Philadelphia Wings, and in the summer, he tortures the Philadelphia Water Dogs. Like, it's funny because me and Mike Laro talked a little bit before going on air last week with, PM and the AM, and we're trying to think of Philadelphia athletes that hurt this city. Or no, I'm sorry. We think about athletes that hurt the city. You could think of Jason Tatum. If you're going to go recent, you can think of Jason Tatum, Sidney Crosby. I mean, there's been athletes that have come through that torture Philadelphia sports, and Jeff T, to me, is your most current superstar that tortures lacrosse. Like I said, during the winter months, he's a pain in the side for the Philadelphia Wings. And during the summer, he just tortures the Water Dogs. He dog walked the Water Dogs last week, being a one-man wrecking crew. Like, I had a nightmare of that guy dog walking the Water Dogs, and it became reality. He dog walked the whole team. And you got to give the New York Atlas credit on both sides of the ball because their defense were playing lockdown mode. Kept Philadelphia from going from inside and creating havoc. Made them shoot from the outside. And Philadelphia just couldn't get creative from the outside. They looked a loss staying on the perimeter. This is where Bill Tierney, the Philadelphia Water Dogs head coach, needs to work on some things here. He needs to go back to the whiteboard and figure out who can shoot from the outside. Because no one's even daring to shoot from the outside with this squad. Everyone is looking, the Cameron McCardles and Mike Sowers and all these other guys. Jack Hanna's looking to go down low and dial up something. They're not good at shooting from the outside, which is crazy because last year that's what they were known for. This year, not so much. So they got a lot of work to do, and hopefully something will pay off come tomorrow. Now, and in other news too, but I'll tell you, like, if you didn't watch my show last night, man, I don't know who's a casual Philadelphia Union fan, but you need to get on board with this team. You need to get on board with the Philadelphia Union, man. They're playing well. Extremely well. And, means if you haven't catch it, go to our episode last night. It was really good. Me and Steve really broke down about the Philadelphia Union. But, could be sitting in first place. Like I said, I feel like with the Philadelphia Union, it's them and the rest of the MLS. So we have that to discuss. If you guys didn't catch the episode, go catch it. But yeah, so my thing is, again, going back to the Water Dogs, like, what are they going to do? How are they going to turn things around? I hope they worked on an offensive game. I hope that they're ready to go. Because if they're not, it's going to be a sad soul here. It's going to be tough. If they continue to go down this avenue, then the film's out on this team. The film is out, which is crazy because you got 3 or 4 scoring options with this Water Dogs team. You have 3 or 4 scoring options. You should be able to come up with something from the outside. And that's what the Philadelphia Water Dogs need to do. They need to come up with something from the outside. But we'll see tomorrow. ESPN, prime time. You get the Water Dogs. I'm excited. I'm hoping to see this team do something different tomorrow. Because now they sit at 2-2, and they need this win now. They need a win. They need a win here. Well, we'll see what happens tomorrow. We'll see what happens because, like I said, I need to see the Mike Sowers. If that's going to be his role, just to kind of quarterback things, then they need to do something. They need to do something. They need to get creative from the outside. Ah, my main man, pots and pans. My man Dave. What's up, dog? He goes, hey Gobbler, I can hey Gobbler, I can get out. I can get out. I can get a shootout to my can I get a shootout to my daughter Faith softball team, the Delco Outlaws. They are in a tournament in Mount Laurel, New Jersey tomorrow morning. Then they are heading to the Nationals in July. I would appreciate to the Outlaws, Dave. Congrats to the Outlaws, the softball club. And Dave, by the way, is a great, great baseball man. Dave's got a great mind. He's a little rough on this team. And Dave, I better not hear you cry about this Phillies team now. They're breaking out the lumber there, bud. 11-0. Did you catch that, Dave? You're usually the Debbie Downer, negative Nancy. You better not cry about this Philly squad. They're playing good baseball tonight. Great, great baseball. So, yeah, like I said, a lot to be desired. Me and Mike will be talking about that come tomorrow. And guys, like I said, stay tuned. We have a lot going on. Let me give you guys a heads up of what's going on this week. And again, guys, as you know, this week we have, I think this is a new one. That's right. Right after me, it's Al. I'm on tomorrow with you guys. Again, I'll be on here tomorrow talking Phillies and Braves for the fighting finals. And of course, Matty B will wrap things up on Sunday afternoon. Speaking of Sundays, Sundays will never be the same again. That's right. Me, Michael Lauer, we're back. That's right. The number one hottest Philly podcast out there. Me, Mike, we seem to never agree with anything. But yes, join us Sunday mornings at 9 o'clock. And of course, if you guys haven't known, now you know. Sunday nights at 10 p.m., Sunday through Thursday, you have Matty B, the mayor of Mayfair. The man, the myth, the legend. Talks straight from his heart, as us Northeast Philly guys do. We talk straight from our hearts. We don't wear no phony goggles for anybody. And for you Union soccer fans, if you guys don't know, and now you know, that's right. Me, Steve Finentez, talking Philadelphia Union soccer right here on It's a Wrap Sports. A lot going on, and we have a new show coming on board. I am fixing that. I am dialing something huge. Here he goes. They're making up for. They are making up for lost runs over the last 3 days. Yeah, Dave. Look, it hasn't looked pretty. 27 innings, only one run to come up with. It wasn't pretty. Obviously, you didn't catch the beginning of the show. But you know what, Dave? You know what? As bad as it looks the last 3 nights, and Astros just owning the Philadelphia Phillies. They're still a good baseball team. They're breaking out the lumber. Where can you sign off this team's bad? Like, I've had somebody tell me, "Oh, we need to get rid of Alec Boehm. We should trade him for an arm." You get rid of Alec Boehm, season's over. Season will be over. You might as well put up right in front of them, go down Citizens Bank Field, put a for sale sign. They're not cooked. They're a good baseball team. They're playing good ball. I don't get it. Great show last night and tonight. Thank you. At least there's somebody around here that's appreciating the gobbler work. That's my man Joe Howe. But yeah, like I said, we have a lot going on here. I'm dialing something up big, bring it to the network, something I've worked hard for, and I'm looking to bring in here. So tomorrow, don't worry, we got. Like I said, we'll be here. I'll got you covered for the Philadelphia for the fighting finals tomorrow. Phillies post game show right here on It's Rough Sports, and then again tomorrow, Sunday morning, I will be live with Michael Arrow. Maybe he could talk some sense to me because I don't make sense of the Phillies or Sixers and Flyers. But anyway, guys, I want to say thank you so much for joining me. It's been a great pleasure of having you guys on. And guys, stay tuned. We got you covered. Adios, amigos.